Um, just to carry the momentum into this game from kind of view it as a little bit of a rivalry week a little bit with so many Oklahomas on the team. So just carry the momentum in offensively and defensively and just try to put a complete game together and go get a win.
Kind of had a complete game, three passing touchdowns, three rushing touchdowns. Obviously, you were a part of that. Just talk about the offense, 42 points, but it feels like there's more ceiling to this offense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we can just definitely play cleaner, uh, just execute better overall. I feel like we saw like what we can get to if we really execute. So I think that knowing that we can still perform better is a lot of fun.
And how important is it for you guys? Obviously, the running game opens up the passing attack. So how do you kind of go about balancing the rushing with the passing offense?
Um, Man, good question. I mean, I guess we just really try to establish with the run first because I mean that kind of opens up everything in the back end. You don't ever want to be one dimensional because that's how you get beat. So, really just trying to establish both parts of the game so that we can have our way with the defense.
Vince, you were on first. You get to go next.
I love it. Well, hey, first of all, you guys did beat this team last year, and obviously, you guys want to think about last year, but what is it about from last week, and you kind of hit on it a little bit there, going into this week, right? And you guys, definitely with that video that guys went viral, you guys all dancing, the vibes are good, of course. What are you seeing out of this coming week, or from maybe even practice, that's going to get you guys 2-0 after this week?
Just the overall excitement and preparation of the team. I think that our coaches do a great job preparing us for the next opponent. So just carrying in that same excitement and that same preparation from last week to each team to each week is pretty vital for our success. So.
And is there something maybe from week one that really stood out to you? I know it's a small sample size, but was there something about week one that, I know you guys have beaten Northeastern like not the last 10 times, right? Was there something that you just kind of saw within the team or yourself that really kind of got you guys to get that victory?
I think just coming out and just doing what we're coached to do trying to do what we're coached to do every play. I wouldn't say there's anything just too special, not yet at least. Just still kind of get the feels from the first game, but I feel like offensively we kind of left some points on the board, but we still kind of picked up from where we were last year. And defensively, they came out and still played lights out. So I think it'll be a great outlook for the season.
Good. Glenn?
Yeah, I was going to ask, first of all, Don, I don't need to record this Zoom, right? You're going to send us this recording?
Yeah, I'll send it. Yep.
Okay, that's what I figured. Billy, for you personally, where do you feel like you've improved the most over the offseason or even within kind of preseason camp here? Where do you think your game developed the most?
Just in between the tackles, I should say. Just kind of understanding like the run game more, pass game as well. Kind of seeing just understanding the whole picture of the offense. And then having that year under my belt just kind of feels like everything's moving a little bit slower out there. So definitely just experience mainly.
And then about a year ago, your quarterback was new. He's not new anymore. How much more comfortable does he look out there than he did a year ago? He wasn't bad a year ago. He was pretty good. But I have to imagine that he feels like, this is year two. He feels like he's really in the swing of things. He's not getting the hang of it.
BG, yeah, he's great. I think that he's very comfortable in the offense. Sometimes, he'll give us checks. We'll talk it out before a play. Sometimes, I freestyle a little bit, but I think that's just him being comfortable with the offense and knowing what he can do to manipulate defenses with his own discretion. So I think he looks very comfortable. Has a lot of fun out there.
What are your thoughts on the two Thursday games to open the year? Are you anxious to get it on a Saturday, or you don't mind maybe knocking out a couple?
I don't really mind until it comes time to class time, especially with a night game having it away. I didn't realize last year all of our night games were on Saturdays. Actually, I didn't even realize that until somebody told me. So, um, I guess this will be my first Thursday night game away. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But I mean, wouldn't say I'm too anxious or not anxious, but just kind of going with the flow right now.
Yeah, Vince mentioned that video that I think ESPN picked up for College Game Day or whatever it was. How much fun are you guys having out there? And I guess when you're the road trip, I guess you guys get to spend even more time together than usual. I guess are you looking forward to obviously you look forward to the game, but are you looking forward to just kind of hanging out with these guys, getting on the road trip, and in the hotel or the night before, whatever it is?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we definitely have some characters on the team, as you can see. So, anytime the whole team gets together, it's always a lot of fun, always a lot of jokes, dancing, obviously, maybe a little rap battle here and there. But it's always a great time when you're with your team, with your brothers. So, absolutely.
You guys gonna get Higgins
Maybe not a rap battle. He might dance though, so he loves to dance out there. He had some R&B on yesterday in the locker room, so we might give him the moonwalk or something. We'll see.
You guys are keeping him young, it seems like.
Yeah. He thinks that. I mean, I think he thinks that he can kind of keep up with the new term vernacular. So who knows?
I love it. That's all I got for you.
All right. Thanks, Billy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
John?
Yeah, Jay, so obviously coming off the first game, first win, held the opposition to 14 points it was. Just kind of defensively, what you kind of see first game out?
First game out was just going down and executing, doing what we were coached to do. Really just the excitement, understanding that, we're going to make mistakes, but it being the first game, first, home opener, having the crowd there, just playing, full speed and, just making those mistakes and it being cleared up because we're going so fast.
Obviously, Central Oklahoma on Thursday night. This is a team you beat last year, obviously that's in the past, but in their first game they didn't put up any points. Do you kind of look to that or just kind of stick to your game plan and just kind of go out and play on the field?
Yeah, we're not paying attention to the score at all. You can't do that in this league. Just understanding that if you don't show up to play on a Thursday or a Saturday, that you can be beat no matter what the score was or what the outcome was the previous week. So we're not paying attention to the score. We're doing what we're coached to do, getting ready to go take care of business, essentially.
Is there anything specifically you've been doing in practice this week to prepare for this particular offense?
Just not getting complacent. We put the last game behind us. It's a new week, new opponent, new scheme. Just making sure that we're doing what we're coached to do at every play.
Yeah. Is there anything special about playing primetime night games early in the year, or is it just kind of another game for you?
Well, I think this game will be a little different. It's their home opener, so they're going to have a bigger crowd. They have just renovated their stadium, so I'm sure there's going to be people coming there to check out the stadium. So it'll be hopefully a packed game. So we just have to make sure that we're being disciplined in all phases.
Vince?
I guess for me, Jaedon, you had 5 tackles last week. I know you obviously are looking to win every single game. What is it out of this defensive group that you're kind of seeing that can continue you guys to have, only give up 17 points a game? Obviously you want it to be Shaw's every time, obviously, but what are you seeing out of the defense that's really kind of, surprising you that can make some noise this year?
Just guys understanding that we're not going to settle. We gave up 17 points last week. We could have done better, and guys understand that, hey, we can be better. We can still improve, get more comfortable within our defense, and just guys are still excited to work.
And Glenn mentioned this with Billy, the camaraderie with this team, I could tell with the ESPN video, right? You guys, getting all dancing and having a good time. Maybe, do you see that with your defensive group and this team? What is that like, maybe from your perspective?
From my perspective, it's huge. Just understanding that all the things that we've gone through, this past summer, the tragedy, and just the team coming closer together and understand that it's bigger than football. So the relationships are going to be carried off the field, and it just brings us closer on the field. Just understand that we get to play for one another, and it's not granted every week.
One last one for me. I know you, like you said, Brexton and now Dalton. He had to call it a career, and you also Chase is now a part of the coaching staff. So you had some shuffling on the defensive side of the ball. How are you guys continuing to just get better there and maybe see some younger guys step up in these roles?
Well, our defensive coaches have done a great job, especially Coach Laporto. Bringing a different attitude to the side defense, and the young guys just really taking the example of what the older guys are doing. And just like I said earlier, just understand that we have a whole lot more work to do and that we just can't get complacent here.
Glenn?
Yeah, you guys got the week 1 win in dominant fashion. I think that's a game you guys expected to win, but to go out and do it, just to say, we expected to win, then we won, and then to do it in that style of, it wasn't a close game. How much does that just do for your guys' confidence to go out there and win a game in that fashion?
It's huge for guys' confidence. Just understanding that we have the ability to do it, and that since we did do it, that we can do it again. But just understand it's not going to be as easy. It's just going to keep on getting harder and harder as teams improve through the whole season.
And you're a senior, so what's different, I guess, about this group than the groups you played with previously? What makes this team unique?
What makes this team unique is, like I said, it's guys are closer. Guys are hungry. Just coming from last season, we have the experience coming back. So guys don't want to go 6-6. Guys want to be better than that. They want to make our own history for this team.
One thing that caught my attention when you're talking about the potential packed crowd for you guys this Thursday in an away game. I know lots of times the away game, the other team's fans, that can be intimidating and stuff like that. But you actually said you were hoping that it's a packed crowd. Is that something you guys just kind of thrive off of when there's a lot of fans in the crowd, even if those fans are maybe yelling at you guys and not rooting for y'all?
Yeah, sometimes. Kind of just depends on the person. But, for Billy and myself, we're from Oklahoma. So we have family that are going to be at the game, have, high school friends, high school coaches. So it's, it kind of essentially just turns into a home game, just having so many fans there for us. But I don't know. I like going on away trips. I like playing the away games just because, you have those students and those parents, whatever they may be doing, trying to get you in your head or, out of your game. And it just makes it more fun. They did recruit me, yes.
Okay, so what made you decide to come over to Emporia State?
Not to throw any shade at their coaching staff, their old coaching staff, but I personally just did not want to go to UCO. Just did not think that was the best fit for me, even though it's 30 minutes from my house. I just believe that, I trusted Coach Higgins. He was consistent, and felt like that it meant more to him to get me here. So. Yeah, I'm expecting a pretty big crowd myself.
That's all I got.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll go get Coach Higgins here in just a second.
Well, one of the things that I thought we did really well the other night is, we got turnovers, which was huge, and it's a big turning point in that game. I think that one of the things we learned is we have to protect the football. We had a turnover that led to one of their touchdowns in our own territory, and then we also had another a turnover on our kickoff return, which could have made that game, especially at that time, really close. And we caught a break because they were offsides on their kickoff unit. So I think that's one of the things we learned. I was really pleased with our effort. I thought we played a relatively clean game. And there wasn't very many penalties. We didn't have any stupid penalties that sometimes happen with the first game, with just the emotion of everybody being ready to play the first game. I thought we handled ourselves, offensively well with some of the things that they were doing. I think we got better the second half with like I said, with some of the adjustments that we made. And then just going into this week, they always say, which I don't know, I've been doing this a long time, and that you make your biggest improvement from your first game to the second game, and I definitely hope that holds true because I do think we can be better in a lot of areas. And it'll be, it's our first road game. So again, and I know that Central Oklahoma is a better football team than they showed the previous week, and just based off their score, I know that they are. I know they're better, well coached. So it will be a dogfight for us.
Offensively, you put up 42 points. It feels like there's more ceiling to this offense. You had
Yeah.
3 passing, 3 rushing touchdowns. Just kind of talk
Yeah.
about what do you think this offense could be doing?
Well, I do think you're exactly right on that because we scored 42 points, and I was kind of disappointed, I felt, at times. And I don't know, it's because our drives weren't real long, which, again, that doesn't matter. You're going to take points however you can get them. But we did work with the short field a lot, and a lot of that was due to, of course, the 2 turnovers. But I felt like there's still so much more that we can do and improve on offensively, and which is good because, like you said, we did score 42 points and, scoring basically 6 touchdowns. We spread the ball around offensively really well too, getting back the way that we want to do things. So yeah, I do. I think you're right. Happy with the win, but I think maybe just my standard of where we should be at offensively is pretty high.
Yeah, and you said looking ahead to Central Oklahoma, last week they didn't put up any points, but that's aside. MIAA, every team's challenge every week, and it's their home opener. So what
Yeah.
challenges that can present?
Well, it's a huge challenge because, like I said, I know that I know they're going to play better, all right? And I think, in their defense, playing Missouri Western, first game of the year, with what they do offensively can be challenging. Missouri Western's doing some things, a little bit differently, as far as a quarterback run game and things like that. So that's why I think that I'm sure that our offense probably fits them better, as far as what we do. And then I know Coach Doral does a great job on offense, and I know that they're going to be better offensively. He's got a great offensive mind, so we'll have to be prepared very well. We're going to have to play like we should. I mean, look, we're a mature football team. We got guys that are back that have been involved in this league. They understand that you can be in a dogfight at any time. I mean, yeah, there were games we should have won last year, but we lost because of a mistake here or there, and games could have been a lot closer than what they were, even the games we won. So it's the MIAA. You hope your veterans make sure that they get that message across to our younger guys who will be making the first road trip in the MIAA.
Vince?
Coach, for you being from Oklahoma, obviously this is probably a game you always look forward to, right? Whether it's home or away.
Right.
From what you said, offensively, you still want to work on things, even though you did score 42 points. So what is it about maybe this coming week that you really want to focus on? Like you said, not turning the ball over. Is there other things too, maybe, that you really want to improve on?
I think just consistency with our tempos, and I think a lot of that had to do with me in the second quarter. I felt like I slowed us down a little bit by trying to get the perfect play call in and overthinking some things based off what they were doing defensively. And I know the thing about it is we know what our identity is offensively. We know what we're good at. So I think just a little bit more consistency from a standpoint of not having a lull. We started off really well in that game. We scored in our first two series, and then we had a little bit of a lull there in the second quarter, and then we kind of had to get it back going. Of course, we scored, which was huge. We scored right before half to go up 28-14, or that game's 21-14 going into halftime. So, I think that is the thing, that just trying to eliminate some of those lulls that we had last week and just be a little bit more, continue to be aggressive.
It's something, too, I know we've talked about, with Braden and having the comfort, being more comfortable with the offense. You kind of saw them with 3 touchdowns over 300 yards. Do you see what this offense can be? Obviously, again, it's a small sample size.
Right.
Did you see what your offense can be like moving forward?
There's no question. I think we saw a little bit of that, like just building upon that where we were at last year too, like we can be so much better. And if you look at us statistically, we were good on third down. I think we were over 50% on third down. I think that we in our red zone we were very efficient. That was one of the things that we didn't do a very good job of last year. Is we were able to we scored touchdowns last week, to whereas last year we sometimes would settle for a field goal. So I think that's kind of been really huge for us. And then just the simple fact that we spread the ball around to 11 different receivers. So I always say that when our offense is going the way that we want it to, that we're going to be an equal opportunity employer. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to catch the football, and that makes smiling faces over there on offense, and it does make things a lot easier when you go into your preparation each and every week, because guys understand that if they know what we're trying to get done offensively and know where to find, the areas that they need to run their route, then they've got an opportunity to catch the football.
One last thing for me, Coach. Again, you going away, for your second game of the year. Is it going to be a little bit of a different environment? You said you want them to spread the ball around. Does that maybe change when you go on the road, when maybe teams obviously are not for you, right? A lot of guys in the team from Oklahoma that might be cheering for you. So does that maybe change how you go about your offense or defense, how you guys prepare for a game? Just talk to us about that.
Yeah, not really. I think that's, again, like I said, I think that if we can do that again, then we should have success. The thing, I guess, is just, again, you got guys that they're going to their home state, all right? So what you want to make sure is that they don't change the way that they do things. Even though we played a team from Oklahoma last week and it was at our place, but going back, as you know, we do have players from Oklahoma on this team. Heck, our starting quarterback's from Oklahoma. So anytime you go back to your home state, you just want to make sure guys are just, staying with both feet grounded in the game, and not trying to do too much and, let the game come to them. And, it's similar to like a basketball player kind of getting hot, just kind of getting the flow, getting the flow of the game. And that's kind of how it is with our guys.
Good. Lynn?
Yeah, Coach. When you have a win like you did last week, did you guys get to play a lot of guys, I'm assuming? And then I guess on top of that, were you happy with the number of guys you played, or what you see from the guys who did get in there later in the game that you liked?
Yeah, honestly, I wish I had played more guys. I've been doing this a long time, and I think that one thing that I do, I do a lot of things probably not very good, honestly, but one of the things I feel like that I do a pretty good job on is gauging our players and knowing when to get players in. I can't believe I had Braden Gleason in late in the fourth quarter. That was stupid. It was. And I know better than that, So I wish we'd have got some more guys. But, again, now the things that they were doing to us defensively, if we'd have put some of our backup players in, might have caused us a little bit of more problems. I felt like I never got relaxed in that game, honestly, and I don't know why. And Northeastern's a lot better. I give them credit too. I think they played hard. I think Coach Eckert is getting those guys going in the right direction. But I wish I would have played more. So no, I'm not happy with. I'm happy with the guys that played, but I wish I would have got more individuals in the game. And sometimes that happens in this league. It's just, hey, at some point they're going to be called upon because it's a physical league. Oh, no question. He speaks the same language I do, which is scary. I think we can have a conversation about just schematically things that we do or what we're going to see that week. And a lot of times we're on the same page. And if we're not, we figure it out together because he does understand this offense. And I do. I think he's comfortable. You think about it. Of course, he started every game for us last year. He's getting ready to turn 23 years old. That's a true veteran in itself. Not only you got a returning starter, but a guy that's 23 years old playing in this league. He knows what it's about, So, and I think that pays huge dividends.
You say it pays huge dividends. What's his maturity just given the rest of the offense? Obviously, it helps in his play on the field, but what does that do even besides his play as far as his attitude, his mindset, and his maturity?
Yeah, I think that it makes the other players around him comfortable and confident, because he exuberates that, especially this year, and he's bringing in a lot more leadership ability than he did last year. So I think it makes those guys feel comfortable, and I think it makes those guys know that if they do the right thing, just like last week, that they got an opportunity to catch the football because Braden will not – he's going to take that again. That's where that maturity level comes in. He's going to take what the defense gives him. He's not going to just throw the receiver out there just because the guy's a great playmaker. He's going to throw to – it's simple. Throw to the open guy, all right, whoever it is. And there are 11 different guys last week. So I think, again, guys understand that if they do the things right and run their route the right way, that they got an opportunity to catch the football. I think it makes them better. Well, he's improved just because a year under his belt. But if you go back to last year, the Missouri Western game that he played for us, he started that game. I think he had 28 carries for 100 and some yards. All right, and that's our backup tailback against a very good football team. So I think his comfort level is making him play with a lot more confidence. He's understanding a lot better just as far as where he needs to press the hole at. I think that The run that he had the other night, of course, those guys up front did a great job on that big 35-yarder that he busted, but I thought he was a patient back, and he pressed it the way he needed it to. He saw a seam and accelerated through it. I mean, Billy is very versatile because he can catch the football and he can run. I mean, he also runs track for us, so he's got great speed as well.
And it's obvious, just through that post-game video or even just through being around the team that you guys are having tons of fun out there. How do you balance that? I guess you've been at it a long time, so you know how to balance that. You want the guys to be enjoying the heck out of it, but you got to reel them in at some point. Maybe they know to reel themselves in at some point. But how do you balance that? Really having a lot of fun, but getting down to business when it needs to.
Well, usually they get that. They'll get reeled in by me. All right, believe me. I think that just going back at it this week. We weren't letting them. We weren't letting them up. It was coach them hard. And I think that's the way you should be with the team like we have. And expect a lot. And yeah, you're not going to get perfection. I know that, but we're going to expect that, and we're going to expect guys to do things right, and we're going to coach them that way. Hey, I want our guys to enjoy wins. Believe me. And hopefully we can get some. I think we had some good dancing going on after the game, which is always good to see. But then once that game's over, like we told them the next day, hey, enjoy it, but it's over. Let's get, because that's the MIAA. You only got a short amount of time to enjoy those wins.
Are these guys keeping you young, Coach? Or you remember the lingo and stuff they're using? I'm not even sure if I know some of the terminology.
Yeah, I don't know. I try my best, but, man, I catch myself sounding so old at times, Like I never thought of myself of being that guy where I might say something. Like I think I used the word the other night at one of our they had a kind of a pep rally. It wasn't a pep rally, but something they had for the students. And I used the word crunk. All right, well, nobody uses that word anymore, I was told. So, I played some of my old school music in the locker room last night for them, just so they could kind of get an understanding of where my vibe's at, and the music that Coach Higgins like. I'm an eclectic music guy, all right? And I got a playlist that will range from, just probably Hank Williams Jr. to, I'm already going to mess somebody's name up, but Gucci Mane, yeah, all right? So, it's big, broad spectrum. So, I try to do my best. I just don't know. Plus, I got 2 daughters. They keep me in check. They're like, Dad, you don't need to say that.
Have you learned any new vocabulary from these guys? You said you can't use crunk. You got to replace it with something else.
Like drip is a word that I've learned. Grip is a word that I've learned. Lit, they said, Coach, you should use lit instead of crunk. All right, thanks. I appreciate that. So those are kind of the words I've kind of learned. I don't even know what they mean. hope they don't mean anything bad. I'm on, talking about it right now.
I think you're good. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks.
All right, see you, fellas. See you, man.
Yep. Thanks, Coach.